Welcome to the adorable Wingtip Tiny Cabin perched on the west side of Lookout Mountain.
Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Alexis, and we are Tiny House Expedition. And this is part of our small space design series where we share really cool small space Airbnbs and our ideas for how to make them work for full-time living.
Because we're full of ideas.
And because trying it before you buy it is always a great way to go when planning for your future tiny home.
So this cozy little cabin is 25 feet long by 15 feet wide, and it's situated on this hill, so the views out here are amazing.
Yeah, this is part of Lookout Mountain, which is actually a mountain ridge. And catch this, it spans 3 states.
Oh yeah, well I know 2 of them.
I was surprised to learn Northeast Alabama. That's the one I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that either.
Because it's also the northern part of Georgia and the southeastern part of Tennessee, right where Chattanooga is.
So since this cabin is situated on a hill with a great view, you actually park at the top of the hill and come down this little rocky path to get to the house.
It kind of gets you in the mood for the adventures that are around here. Because there's great hiking and waterfalls that you can go see very close to here. But it's definitely not accessible for everyone, so just keep that in mind if you want to book this beautiful Airbnb. So why don't we give you a look inside?
Yeah, and stick around till the end so you can get some of our great ideas on how to make this a more livable house.
All right, come on. Welcome inside. This is a beautiful timber frame tiny cabin that's about 375 square feet downstairs, and then upstairs there's a 100 square foot sleeping loft. Oh, that's standing height.
And it has air conditioning, thank God. It is so humid outside.
And that's his kryptonite.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's timber frame, you can have these beautiful open ceiling here that looks all the way up to the peak of the roof. And because of that, it's got all of this great wood all over the place. So it really is like cabin vibe overload in here.
It's like being inside of a work of art.
Oh yeah, big one.
Yeah. And it's open layout. Mostly there's a bathroom in the back, but the openness really lets you soak into the beauty of the structure and these incredible views off the side of Lookout Mountain over here. So the first thing I've got to mention is this cool Dutch door. I don't know what's so charming about Dutch doors.
Yeah, they're Dutch.
But it's great for opening the top up to help with a cross breeze when the weather is nice.
Yeah, like in the winter.
And then just over here, which is 1/2 of this downstairs great room, is the living room. So this living room setup is all about the view. I think this is such a great example of the beauty of site-built tiny homes. Because you have your piece of land and you get to evaluate how the sun moves across it, you know, the best views of course, and so where you want to not only situate your home, but also where you want to put your windows.
The living room is set up real simply. There's just 2 chairs and a little electric fireplace, because you got to have a fireplace at a cabin.
So true. But you can't forget the adorable ottoman over here. I think it's a baby yak.
Yeah, it's the hairiest ottoman I've ever seen. And right across from the living room, of course, is the little kitchen. So this kitchen has everything you need to make a meal. It's a galley style with full-size appliances. And because the cabinetry is a little odd size, there's a little space left over here for a pull-out pantry, which is always great. It's a tiny house favorite. And then there is, this is another thing that should always be in a tiny house, is an oven hood. And Alexis thinks this is a sexy oven hood. What do you think?
So I'm over in the cozy dining nook that's next to the kitchen. And I just love this space because it's super functional for a lot of reasons, for extra kitchen prep space, for workspace, dining space.
Yeah, we always got to have a table.
It's a must.
Yeah.
We need to start a little ticker on the screen that's like Alexis and Christian's must-haves.
Yeah. Tick, tick, tick.
Hooks, check. And just over here is the bathroom.
And I'm going to go over there and take a nap.
It's Christmas time. That means cozy season is here. And it's time to shop Bombas for absurdly comfortable essentials. Bombas is the everyone gift. Who doesn't love the feeling of fresh new socks that actually last? A gift that feels good and does real good too for those in need and your friends, family, colleagues, and even yourself. Over 140 million essential clothing items have been donated across Bombas' network of over 3,500 giving partners in all 50 states. That gives me the heartwarming fuzzies on my insides. And these slippers give me the cozies on my outsides. It's time to get those last-minute gifts to keep your loved ones feeling ultra cozy, warm, or ready for sporty action. One purchase equals one donated, so head to bombas.com/tinyhouse and use our code tinyhouse15 at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. Big thanks to Bombas for sponsoring this video. Well, in the tiny cabin, they dedicated a whole lot of real estate to this dreamy bathroom, and it even comes with robes. So you can get extra cozy after you take a bubble bath and enjoy these epic tree and mountain views. I'm really loving this giant plant back in the corner, because why not take a bath with the plant next to you? It makes perfect sense. It's gonna get a little extra water, but most importantly, houseplants are a great way to add some vibrancy to any small space. And on that side of the bathroom, you'll see a pony wall, which creates a nice sense of separation from kind of the toilet stall area and the rest of the bathroom. So when you're enjoying your luxurious bath, you don't have to look right at the toilet. And over here is the vanity space. And what Christian and I really love about this is its counter height. So perfect for us tall people who don't like to do a lot of hunching over. It just feels more natural. And they have this really lovely undermounted sink, which I always feel like is more space efficient. And maybe that's because I'm thinking about how you can always cover a sink if you need to for more counter space, and the undermount makes it a lot easier. But you definitely don't need any more counter space in here. It's so long that it's great for many uses, and the way we use it was as a luggage rack. And the last room in the cabin to show you is the bedroom. So over here is the ship's ladder that leads up to the bedroom loft. And as you can see, they did one of our favorite things, which is to utilize any available space for hooks. So this is very handy for jackets and that sort of thing. So a ship's ladder is a small space favorite because it has such a small footprint, but the cost is a steep pitch. But the great thing about a ship's ladder is that the step is deep enough so your whole foot can sit on it versus more like a rung, and you have a sturdy handrail to hold on to as you walk upstairs. So upstairs is standing height, which is a real treat in a tiny home. Both myself and Christian, who's 6'2", can easily stand up. The only place to stand up there is just the landing, but it does help, I think, with making the bed just a little bit. There is something so soothing about sleeping in a loft. I just love it. Christian and I have always slept so well in our own tiny house loft that I've been really enjoying sleeping up there. And it's so dreamy that you can look out over the beautiful beams and that giant skylight, which gives me all those magical treehouse vibes. The Wingtip tiny cabin is a perfect adventure getaway or even a romantic retreat. But there's lots of things that you can do in here to make this work well for full-time living. So let's go talk about that. So right off the bat, when you walk in the front door, One of those Alexis and Christian must-haves.
What is it? What is it?
A place to put your shoes.
Ding, ding, ding.
And a few hooks for keys and jackets.
Yep, because that's always right when you come in. You want to, get rid of those things, especially the keys. Just so a little hook right here next to the door, solve that immediately.
Yeah, and if you don't have a formal place to put your shoes, what happens is they just end up on the floor kind of like in a mess.
Kind of like ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to solve that, I think there's plenty of room to do a really cute shoe cabinet with the hooks above for jackets and other things.
Yeah, in that spot for sure. And remember, if you're going to do something like a shoe cabinet, what you could do, I'm going to show you here. Yeah. So what you could do with your shoes, instead of like putting them in toe in, so the whole width from the wall to the outside of the cabinet is that deep, what you can do is turn it this way. So the cabinet is only this deep against the wall.
That's an excellent space-saving idea for a custom shoe cabinet. And custom built-ins are always a good idea in such a tiny space, so you can make the most of, the dimensions you're working with. However, there are lots of great shoe cabinets on the market, including those that have like fold-down drawers.
Yeah, it's like a drawer where you open it up, you put your shoe in, so it's like in an angle like this, and when you close it, it goes like that. So that's a real space saver too. I'm gonna put this back on.
Good idea.
My feet don't stink.
Sure. Sure.
Man.
I always appreciate having a cozy chair, but I think for full-time living, I couldn't do without a sofa. And believe it or not, I think you could fit a nice one here and still have a chair. I found this really great sectional love seat that has a storage ottoman, and it's about 4 feet wide by 4 feet long. So enough space for 2 people to lounge. So I do like to watch my shows and have the occasional movie night. So you need a place for a TV. And I have a great idea for where you could put one that wouldn't be obtrusive. Because here we are with these beautiful views in this great open cabin. You don't want it to be cluttered, but you can get a TV mount where you can turn your TV vertically, and then catch this, add a picture frame around it, add some art on the screen. I mean, literally on your screen, you could put it in art mode, and boom, now you have a painting that you can change every so often. That's a treat in a tiny house, and it doesn't look junky. But when you're ready to watch your show, just turn it and you're ready to go. Lastly, in the living room, if you wanted to squeeze in just a little bit more storage, you could add a built-in cabinet about 3 feet wide, as tall as the windowsill, and about this deep. Now, if you did that, you would have to get rid of this cute electric fireplace, but it's all about what your priorities are.
Oh, hey, let me put that down. So, here in the kitchen, there's full-size appliances, and I think for 1 or 2 people in this space, those are too big. So imagine this. You take this fridge and you get an apartment-sized fridge. You also get an apartment-sized stove. What ends up happening is you gain room here. So you'll get, probably a foot over there, maybe 6 inches to a foot over here. So imagine this counter 2 feet longer. So you could have almost this much room added to this space. So to me, that's a worthwhile thing to do. So over in this space, there's a couple of things you can do to add more storage. One really good idea is to use this space. So you can get like a magnetic kitchen organizer that has places for spice rack, it has kitchen utensils, it probably has a paper towel holder in it. That is usable space right there. So, you have to think vertically a lot of the times. The other place is up here with these shelves. These shelves are way too small. They could be bigger and could be a cabinet if you like that sort of thing. Alexis and I always like the idea of open shelving, but if these shelves were deeper, they're only about 6 inches now. You could do multiple of them and put your plates and glasses and things up there. The last place is above the fridge. So up here, they just have a microwave, but you could build a cabinet to hide the microwave, which is nice. Alexis and I don't even have a microwave, so we would use this space for probably like a mixer or the air fryer or something like that. So over here in the dining nook, there's a couple of things that I think could change. And one of those is a square table instead of this round one. And a round one does make sense because you can get in and out of the side of it easy, but there's not a ton of space. So if you got a table just right in here that was square, you could fit almost 4 people. You could probably fit 3 real easily on this thing, but it would make a lot of sense to me to have a square table. And for 2, it would be plenty of room, where this is kind of small for 2 plates. And the other thing I would do is make use of underneath this bench. So whether that's like a handful of baskets that have stuff in them that you slide in and out, that could be done right now. So the other option is to turn this into a storage bench. So what that would mean is building a little box underneath these benches and making it so the bench actually turns like a lid. So that would be a really good use of this space.
The one big thing this tiny cabin needs for full-time living? A closet. And we have all this available real estate here to add something like that. It could be done in a couple different ways. One would be some deep open shelves on both sides of this wall where you could have your clothes in bins or baskets, or you can enclose this upper space for hanging storage. With doing that, you gain a pretty spacious closet and you still have plenty of room for your bathroom needs on the other side. But if you wanted to do a more major renovation in this giant bathroom, you can certainly accommodate both a closet and a laundry space, either maybe a small stackable washer dryer or a combo unit. Storage stairs are often a great efficient use of space in a tiny home. And here, I think there's just enough room to turn part of this into storage. So from here down, you could add storage that wouldn't cover the door jamb here. So it'd have to be, pretty narrow, but that's valuable real estate. So starting here, you could do an open shelf or cubby, and then below you could do custom drawers, but they would have to be custom. An alternative option for accessing the loft would be to install a compact spiral staircase. So you wouldn't be saving any space because it would take up about this much room. However, it would be a less steep climb up into the loft compared to the ship's ladder. So up here in the loft bedroom, there's definitely not much standing space, but I'm never one to miss an opportunity for storage. And instead of this cute little baby chair, you could have a big storage basket or even a cute little storage chest. Another opportunity to add a tiny bit more storage and functional space would be to add a nightstand on either side of the bed. And I think you could just use 2 storage cubbies, something that can hold a few books, and on top you could set your phone or a cup of water. The use of a skylight in a sleeping loft can be a controversial topic. Some people absolutely love them for things like stargazing, and other people who aren't morning people tend to hate them because that's a lot of natural light in your face in the morning. I can go either way. Mostly I'm a no skylight kind of gal, especially this one. It's so deep set, and the way the sun moves across this property, it hasn't woken me up too early in the morning, and it's actually nice to wake up with a little bit of natural light. However, I don't know what it's like at other times of the year, and I would feel much better if there was some kind of blinds. In good news, they make all kinds of specialized blinds for skylights. You can get something simple, or you can get something really fancy that has a remote control. So if there's a skylight it's a little hard to reach, like the one above the stairs, you can control it with a remote. If you're a skylight lover, I would consider an opening skylight for your sleeping loft because it's an excellent way to get a little bit of added ventilation in the house and also a nice cool breeze when you sleep.
So what do you think about this tiny cabin? Would you live here? Let us know in the comments below.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.